Hello boxing fans, talking about the post-fight that is Kubrat Pulev versus Alexander Ustinov, and I've got to firstly say this didn't go to plan for me. Well, I got the right person, I just didn't get the right result. I said unanimous decision, and I think I was thieved with the KO. The first thing I want to say is, Ustinov took a lot of punches in that fight. Um, Now either Kubrat Pulev punches a lot harder than his record suggests, or I think Ustinov quit basically. I think he just went, I'm not going to win this fight. I forget it, and sat himself down. And I've got to say that's really sad. When you're in the 12th, you can go into a 12th round here, and you've only got 3 minutes to go. He was halfway through the 11th round. All you need to do is survive the 11th round, regroup over the last minute, and then really go at him in the 12th round. Who says you can't knock him out? This is the heavyweight division. Anything can happen in boxing. That's sad, mate. That's really sad that he quit. And I mean, I've been really, really jumped on by these quitters as of late. That's something I've got to point out. Tony Bellew versus Edison Miranda. I had Bellew to win by KO in the next round. Then Miranda actually quitting. He quit. He didn't get knocked out. He quit. And then Chad Dawson, man, I had him to lose a unanimous decision. And to be honest, I was never going to win that fight from win that bet from I think the second or third round in. It was just beyond stupid, that fight. Yeah, I don't think Dawson was his best, but once again he could have continued. He was up, his legs were back, he was standing there. You can keep going or go out on your shield. This is your chance to actually make a name for yourself. If you go out on your shield, you're going to get a few more fans saying, you know what, at least he had a really good goal in that last bit, instead of someone who quits and basically pussies out. That's what they are doing. You know what I mean? But other than that, I've been unlucky on the betting recently. So next time I'm going to bet on someone to win by unanimous decision. I'm going to actually just change my bet and say they're going to quit at some point in the fight, probably late. I mean, I was actually going to straddle with this bet as well. I've got to point this out. The thing was, I walked into the bookies and I'm 24 years old. I walked in after work, and the woman actually ID'd me. And I'll go in there. I must go in there at least 3 weeks out of 4 in a month. You know what I mean? So I was just so ashamed of, one, my baby face, and two, her awful memory. And she was like, that slag basically cost me about, well, at least 20 quid, because I put 20 quid down. I'd have got the 20 quid back, probably made another 5 or maybe 10 on that. So if I see that bitch out, she's going to make sure she gives me the money back. But other than that, my own fault for betting. Didn't straddle it because I had to go to the other bookies and they were taking a piss there. So yeah, own fault. Going back to the fight, yeah, I think that Ustinov quit. I've never seen someone so big and so useless, to be honest. I mean, he's never been that bad, let's be honest, in his previous fights, but he's always been able to outbully his opponents. In this fight, he was always in range to land this jab, but he never landed his jab. It was almost as if the fight was fixed, but I'm not saying it was. I'm just saying it was very peculiar to me that someone so big, whose main weapon is a jab, could never actually throw a jab or land a jab. I mean, he was obviously out there. He was outgunned on the speed level and on the footwork, stuff like that. I understand totally, and maybe I don't know if it was fixed. I'd hope not, but it wouldn't 100% surprise me if it was. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I wouldn't be 100% surprised. So back to the fight. Where do these guys go next? Well, Pulev, this opens doors. He can go for Vladimir if he wants, but I don't think they'll do that one. Or he can go for Povetkin, who's the ordinary title holder. But the good thing about there being an ordinary title holder is that there's actually another option other than the Klitschko's, because to me the Klitschko's are very boring. They're very dominant. They don't give anything away either. If they were very dominant fighting away from home, and there was a chance they could lose, you know what I mean, then that's great. That's a good fight, and I'd like to see that. But when they're at home, they're fighting the same robotic boring style. The referee is letting them off consistently with fouls and stuff. I ain't got time for that, and for that reason, I would hope that the best don't fight them and just fight the other people in the division instead, because they could probably just outweight Vitali. I mean, I think Povetkin versus Pulev is a better fight than Vladimir versus Pulev, personally. If you disagree with me, you can disagree with me, but to be honest, I don't really give a shit. Other fights on the night was obviously Povetkin. Oh shit! Wait there. Who does where does Ustinov go from here? And to be honest, he can actually still make a bit of money from that because the way he lost, other people be like, yeah, I can beat him now. And I'd like to see if he's going to come back, try really have a good fight. Maybe he can make it back to European level. But looking at that European level, you've got people like Tyson Fury, Derek Chisora, and even the man David Price. Look at those guys. Maybe those guys could have a go at him. You know, call me crazy, but maybe even if Audley Harrison really wants another shot at redemption, his fifth shot at redemption, maybe he could have a go at him. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe the road is never closed. It's not a one-way street. Put it like that, definitely. The road is definitely never closed on guys. There's always a way you can come back, and that's the best thing about boxing. There's always going to be a way to recycle an opponent, give him some more money, another payday, and in which this probably is his best job he's ever had. So, end of the day, Ustinov was too fat, too lazy, too slow, too old to deal with someone who was actually a really good boxer in there with Pulev. Pulev, he can probably go and fight Povetkin, or the fight that's going through the fight. Ustinov+Rahman versus Alexander Povetkin. And this was a joke fight. I mean, this was serious. I didn't know whether to clap or cry. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jesus Christ. Sorry for blaspheming. Back to the fight anyway. Ustinov+Rahman, when I found out he was the mandatory challenger, I actually thought this was a real joke. Because what has he done? He's fought 5 domestic level journeymen, won all of them by knockout, which shows the level they are at. Awful. Must be absolutely awful. Middleweights could probably knock them out. And gets in the ring injured, or supposedly gets in the ring injured, takes a punch in the second round, and his legs are gone. I mean, boom, he's down. Now that could be due to him taking off weight, as I know he took off a bit of weight. He didn't take off all of his weight, weighing in that stupid weight. About £300 for this previous fight. I don't know what he weighed in actually for this fight, but let's say it was less than £300. Sometimes in boxing, and actually in physical therapy altogether, sometimes the body doesn't react well to taking off body fat. In fact, sometimes it reacts really badly, and your body performance actually decreases. That could have been the reason for him to lose his legs totally when he got clipped. But the other reason is because maybe he was injured and he got in the ring on a stupid injury with his leg when he shouldn't have been fighting altogether in reality. But this is a payday for him. Let's hope he retires after this. But the referee was awful in this fight too. I mean, I had that in the UK and especially in Germany, the referees are very well known for being very early, stoppers of fights. This was not the case at all. I mean, Povetkin was lamping this guy silly. I mean, landing shot after shot after shot. And then there was a point where everyone was thinking, okay, you can stop it now. And then he still let him go. And I mean, Povetkin lamping and lamping and lamping. The only thing that kept this guy up, seriously, was like he was lying on the ropes. So he was on the ropes, I mean, like, he was lamping him. I mean, knocking him clean all over the place. And the referee came in and I thought that was it, but no, he broke them up, and then Povetkin just landed another few hooks, and that was job done on that. The referee went, right, okay, now I'm not taking a piss anymore, and stopped it. He wanted to see an ass kick in that referee. Yeah, so where did he go from here? I don't think this is the end of the road for Rahman for some reason. I don't think it is. I think he's going to fight Deontay Wilder. Call me crazy, but I think he's going to fight Deontay Wilder. Just watch what I say. Deontay Wilder next. Ustinov+Rahman. Other than that, Povetkin, Robert Helenius, where's he been lately? Back at the drawing board after the destruction at the hands to Derek Chisora. That's where he's been. Yeah. Well, they'll probably see him, or maybe Pulev. You know, it's an easy fight to make, Sauerland. So both of them are like that. That's where I see it going. Tell me what you think about the fights. I don't know what to say really. Thanks for listening.